Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now this week it's the week of Gamescom and Star Citizen will be having their own presentation from the Gloria Theatre in Cologne this coming Friday evening. Now, not sure what they're going to show, but I've got a feeling there's going to be some spectacular things revealed. Now I'm not going to speculate at all on this because I'm probably going to be wrong, but we do know from a post on Spectrum that there will be a new concept ship on sale during the event, and of course revealed to us all. Now, is this the 600i? Well, your guess is as good as mine. We just have to wait and see. But we do know that there's going to be two variants of this ship, and they're going to be priced at $400 and $435 respectively. So Gamescom is exciting for all gamers, and especially the Star Citizen event. Now next week I'll bring you the highlights of what we see, and I'll give you my thoughts on the event. Well, if you're an RSI subscriber and you haven't checked it out already, this month's subscriber flare is from the Master of Design series. Now these are some original schematics of the Hurricane and the Terrapin. This week's Aroundiverse was hosted by Sandy Gardner with Forrest Stephan. Now alongside this Burndown feature there was a special segment on surface outposts. So let's take a look at the surface outposts first, and then we'll have a look how they're getting on with the Burndown. Now this is part 2 of a previous feature which was shown in an earlier Aroundiverse on the surface outposts, which for me is one of the most exciting things coming in 3.0. Now the developers showed us how they went around trying to find awesome locations to place the outposts on the surfaces of the moons. And we saw some examples of some really spectacular locations. Now they also showed us how the outposts can have different weathering effects depending where they're placed. Some of this can be done procedurally, and as we can see here, this outpost is on a sandy planet or moon, and so has sand and weathering effects on the outside, whereas this one is on a icy and fairly frigid world. Now the developers showed us the different types of outposts, and they've all got a specific branding, as there's a variety of companies which own and run these outposts. For example, Riari, they have actually got a hydroponics facility, and evidently they're a nice place to work. Now Shubin Industrial are very corporate and not as pleasant to work for evidently. Whilst ARP Corp, well, they don't treat their workers very well at all. And of course you've got some independent outposts, which are, well, individuals making their way. Now the developers also told us that with over 1,000 outposts to actually place on the surfaces of moons and planets, they're hoping to actually automate this process, as 1,000 outposts doing it all by hand is a little bit too much. But from what they've created so far, I think you'll agree with me that it's going to be tremendously exciting to explore these outposts when we get 3.0, hopefully in the near future. this week's Burndown feature was presented as usual by Eric Kieran Davis. Now they've been working away on these bugs which keep rearing their ugly heads. Now they started off with 83 at the end of last week, and been busy, the developers, doing their best to cut that number down. Now we know that by the end of this week they've actually cut it down to 77, but of course some new ones do keep rearing their ugly heads. Now they gave us a look at some of the issues they're having, and this one has just cropped up, and previously it was working just fine, and this is an animation issue where the character seems to have trouble interacting with objects on the table, and when he tries to actually get up to leave the table, he clips through the furniture. And we also saw an issue they're having with the AI shopkeeper, where when the player delivers some goods, he gets it shoved in his head. Now they've also been experiencing some problems with the feather blending animation technique for Miles Eckhart. Or maybe Miles has just had too much to drink. We also saw some problems they're having with the doors from the Constellation, and they seem to have a mind of their own, because they keep actually leaving the ship and just actually taking off into space on their own. Now I'm sure they'll get that problem fixed, so you won't be getting killed by flying doors in 3.0. Now we got a look at the developer build for the new Delta patcher, and this one looks like it's working very well indeed, as they showed it actually doing a test run of actually doing a new build for 3.0, and well, it was very quick. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like, and also it would help the channel a lot if you could consider subscribing. So until next time, wherever you're watching out in that big universe, you take care, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.